All right. Diane asks a really interesting question here. Hello, Ed. Should I try join masterminds to grow my business? The answer to that is a big fat yes. It's a crucial element of success. Now, you might go back as far as Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich. One of the key things he found of successful people, and the Henry Fords and it's the steel guy. Andrew, it'll come to me. You know who I'm talking about. You're probably yelling at your podcast right now. But key part of it was masterminds. There is no question that the mastermind that I am in is the most valuable thing, that the most valuable asset I have. And it's something, this is people forget, part of the origin story of the challenge was that I wanted to prove something in the first initial challenge, was that I encouraged people to join teams and to encourage people creating masterminds effectively, so that you could use that power. The reason, going to, pardon the plug, coming to an event like we're going to hold at the end of October in San Diego, or the first week of November in Orlando and San Diego, you know what I mean? The power of meeting like-minded people, and indeed part of the magic trick is that you get way better solutions by putting the problem in front of a group of people rather than trying to nut it out yourself. It's a classic case of 1 + 1 = 3. Now, there are paid masterminds. There are free masterminds. Let me give you some tips on both. There are paid masterminds which are just absolutely brilliant and typically quite expensive to get into as a general rule, but the ones that have been going a long time are ones that are really worth it. And I think they justify the expense, inverted commas, because if you are super established and you've got a business going, then one idea you can get from a mastermind could pay for the entire, typically they're $20,000, to be part of. Now, if you're going, let's go to the other end of the spectrum. With masterminds, that I think just forming masterminds for the sake of forming masterminds, and this is now 11 years of the challenge talking, doesn't tend to work, okay? Because I think it's important to know people first. The reason my mastermind is so successful is because we were friends first. We met each other at conferences. We knew each other. We had face-to-face conversations. And so I think masterminds formed off the basis of you already having met the group of people, that you know them in some way prior to forming a mastermind, I think is a much smarter way of doing things. So don't let be the first contact that you make with somebody that you want to mastermind with, hey, do you want to mastermind? And I know people do this, and it's rarely effective. You're much better off going to an event, going to a workshop, mine, somebody else's, doesn't matter. This is what I think the power of events. Because again, how did I get into my mastermind? We all went to this one event in San Francisco. It was back in 2003, would you believe? And it was a remarkable mastermind. We'd all paid to be there, but we got to know each other. We got to hang out. We met. We enjoyed each other's company. We all had the same perverse sense of humor. And the actual mastermind didn't emerge till a couple of years later, because we knew each other, right? And that's what I think the basis of a really successful mastermind is. A halfway house, if you will, and something that I think is a great idea, is have a look for meetups in your particular area. Have a look at people who are like-minded. There are plenty. Go to meetup.com and go to those events. Now, there's a percentage of you, and I count myself amongst them, that the idea of going to a networking event, you'd rather slam an appendage in a car door. They're obviously not for you. But, for people who don't mind that sort of thing, it can be a great way of doing things. So here's the bottom line, Diane, on your question is masterminds are fabulous. And I think they're a key part of success. I think you look at any, you know, masterminds, scenes is another thing, locations, places, Silicon Valley, the left bank in Paris for all the Impressionist artists. They all lived in a very small area. Melbourne here, Australia, has got a fantastic online marketing scene. San Diego, La Jolla, I often joke, is like the world capital of online marketing because it's such. I suppose because it's got such a nice. The weather's so good that it's a very nice place to live. If it's expensive, but I suppose they're doing well, so everybody's happy. So these scenes, these masterminds, there's no question it's part of your success. Now, having said all of that, you can start super small. A forum, you can kill 3 birds with one stone here. A forum in your market, working in a forum and becoming an active forum member, helping and serving others in your market, is part of that process of masterminding and engaging with people. There's a real power to it. It can be off-putting to some people, but there are so many ways that you can go about doing it in this day and age. So I absolutely agree with that. Okay, that is, so I'm a big thumbs up for being in a mastermind of some kind, paid or one that you've developed up yourself. It's great. There are all the wonderful maxims of mastermind. Try to be the dumbest person in your mastermind. That's a great way to be. Punch up is an awesome thing to be in a mastermind, and I suppose paid masterminds are a great way to get involved in things like that. So yeah, thumbs up for masterminds.